All right, and we are live. Hi, everyone. My name is Dee Corchin, and you are on the Coaches Up for Change Team Time call. It is Monday, June 14th, and happy to be here with you. If any of you who are on this call, we are just glad that you made time to be here. It's just important that we come together in community, we learn, we grow together. So whether you've been a brand new coach, just checking us out, or coaching for many years, just know that I see you and I'm glad that you are here and in this place of wanting to learn. And I'm excited about tonight's call because we are talking about summer and we're going to talk about how to navigate, how to grow your business during the busy summer months. Schedules get a little disrupted. We're traveling. Sometimes there's more social activities. Kids can be home. So we're going to talk about how to navigate all of that. So that is going to be a lot of fun. And it always amazes me when this happens that tonight on the field training call at 8:30, the topic was how to acquire your next 5 clients this summer. So that'll be a perfect follow-up to this. And all the numbers for the calls tonight are in the email that I sent to you today, as well as on Coaches Opt for Change. And I just want to take a minute tonight and in our inspiration section and just talk about the importance of personal development. And we are heading into the summer months. We can get busy, we can get distracted. But one of the simple things that we can do to continually keep our mind in a state of growth and our mind in a place of learning how to serve better, how to show up as our best selves, just simple reading of a personal development book can work wonders. And it's actually recommended that if we read 10 pages a day or for 10 minutes a day, it can make a significant difference in our own personal lives and those that we impact. So I wanted to share with you that one of the books that I'm reading right now was one that was recommended to me, and it's called The Art of Holding Space. And the author is Heather Plett, Plett. I'm about halfway through it, and it really is a fascinating book. It says required reading for anyone who works with other humans. And what I'm finding in this book is that it really talks about how do you create that safe space for somebody else, which is exactly what we do whether we're coaching a client or coaching another coach. And then also it can be really, really applicable to other people in just in your relationships in general. So I wanted to pass that along. And if you are reading something that is making a difference in your life right now, if you'll put that in the comments into the chat, let's just get a little running list of some good books that we could all help each other out with. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you're having fun, do a screenshot of this, put it on your Facebook page, your Instagram story, something like that. Do a shout out for your team. Let others, it's really fun for others to see what we get to be a part of in community every Monday night. So before we roll into our topic, I wanted to share on a couple of things that are coming up this week. Thursday is a pretty big day around here. On Thursday at 10 a.m., if you live in the Atlanta area, we are doing a coaches coffee and conversation at the Eggs Up Grill. This is just a come as you are, just informal opportunity to get together as a team. And if you are local, I think we've got about 8 or 10 people registered to come. Just RSVP because I'd love to see you there if you can be there. Thursdays at 12:30, we do Time for You. That is a 30-minute, 12:30 Eastern time, 12:30 to 1. Come as you are, just unscripted, group coaching, questions and answers. I know a lot of people on this call come to that call. So if you like it, just drop that in the chat and we would welcome you. And then this Thursday night, same thing on Thursday, is that we are doing our monthly healthy hangout call for our clients. So just like tonight, we're going to talk about navigating and growing your business this summer. We're going to talk about it pretty much specific to you and your business. But on Thursday night, we're going to talk about it relative to our clients. So we're calling it Summer Fun, how to navigate your health goals and vacations and fun activities. So we've got some great speakers lined up for that, sharing their stories, sharing tips. So go ahead this week and invite your clients, and we'd love to see you on that call. And all the links, et cetera, are in Coaches Out for Change and Team Time. Convention, we are getting close. Convention is at the end of July, and I wanted to let you know there is a wait list for people to join in person. Everybody who joins the wait list is getting in about 24 hours. So if you have coaches on your team, clients, people who are considering coaches, now is the time because the wait list ends on June 30th. So just 2 weeks left for in-person registration. Virtual registration can happen up until July 23rd. But we've got a good crowd coming. We've got a team party planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you can be there with us, we would love, love, love that. And let's see. And then on Saturdays, we have 2 more weeks left of the fundamental skills training. So this is a condensed version of Dan Bell's 6-part fundamental series skills training. And we just had the second part this past week, which is on how do you really launch clients successfully and support them well, and then how do you do follow-up. And so what we've been wanting to do is each in our Monday nights have somebody kind of share why are they attending these Saturday trainings and what are some of the key takeaways. So I'm excited to have Executive Director Vicki Meister is going to share with us tonight. So Vicki, you want to unmute yourself?
All right.
There she is.
Thanks, Dee. Thanks for inviting me to talk tonight. I'm excited. I mean, who wouldn't be excited to talk to this amazing group of life changers? You guys are awesome. Quick question before we start. Would you just raise your hand if you signed on to be a coach within the first 2 weeks of being on program? Okay, so I've got a couple people who on my screen, and I only have, a small amount, but so I know there's a bunch of you. So this is like super duper important. I listened to, or Dee asked me to talk about Susan LaBelle's conversation about tips calls. In other organizations, they do call them celebration calls. So know that it's the same thing, but in our group, we call them tips calls. And this is something, true confession, I never did. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't really know what it was. I didn't really understand why we did it. And so I just didn't. And somewhere along the line, somebody like nudged me. And then Susan's training was like just right on point. So the first thing that I think we all have to do is ask ourselves 2 questions about it. One, do we see a value in it for our client? And do we see a value in it for ourselves? Because if we don't see those 2 things, that's going to come across to our clients and they're not going to see the value either. So the tips call is done generally 7 to 10 days from the beginning of program. And that's where you connect with your FIBC. And if you don't know who that is, your coach will guide you in that direction. So, to answer the first question, is it valuable to your client? Well, they're getting somebody who's probably been a coach longer than you, probably has had more clients than you, probably has started more clients than you have. And so, and it's showing them that we are a team. We're not just, it's not just the 2 of you, but we're a whole team and we support each other and we help each other and we encourage each other. So that in itself is valuable. Is it valuable to you as a coach? Well, on a number of tips calls, my FIBC, who would be Dee, has asked questions that I didn't know the answer to. So I learned those about my clients. And I also learned some techniques about how to ask questions, how to wait for an answer, like not talking, and just kind of how to respond in an encouraging tone and in an encouraging way. So bingo, there's value for both people. So I think that's a really kind of good thing to start out with. How do you do it? Super quick. First of all, you're going to tell them about a tips call 3 times before it happens. First, during the health assessment, before they've even signed up. By the way, 7 to 10 days after you start program, I'm going to connect you with one of my mentors and in a Zoom call. So we're all going to see each other and we're going to just share some information with you. And then again, on the journey kickoff call, so the night before they start, kind of the same thing. Hey, in 7 to 10 days, remember I told you we're going to talk to one of my mentors and they're going to share some tips with you. And then on day 4, as they are really reaching that good fat burn, now it's time to mention it and say, let's see if we can find a common time to sign up. A lot of people have a calendar app that makes it super simple to connect the 3 of you together at the same time. And again, if you're unfamiliar with that, your coach will guide you in that. So know that that's available. So, and then you have couple of things you need to do. Set up the call, confirm the call, and then there is a video to send before the call, and that's on the link that Dee talked about earlier, where it's recorded. There's also a whole outline, a lot more extensive than what I just went through, if you want to pull that up and print that out. And then what to do when you get on the call. You start, whereas unlike me, I sat there and there was Dee and there was my client, because I had no clue. So let me share. Hi, Dee. Hi, Mary. It's so good to see you guys. Dee, Mary, just as an information, Dee has been a coach for over 10 years. She's got lots of experience. She's one of my favorite mentors. And she's going to talk to you about some tips, some information, maybe ask you a couple of questions. I'm excited for you guys to interact. And Mary, Dee, so that you know, Mary's been on program for 8 days. She's lost 4 pounds. She's super excited. She feels great. Her energy is rocking. And her husband is even thinking about joining her on the program. And then let Dee work her magic, or whoever your FIBC is, because they all have amazing skills. That's it.
Sorry about that. I was just getting the link to post for the new video that's available. So Susan LaBelle did a video that you can send to your clients in advance. It's their 7-day video. So similar to how we do a journey kickoff call video, there is now a new 7-day video. So thanks for referencing that, Vicki. Great job describing the importance of the tips call, the relevance of it. And really just because I saw so many people right here say they became coaches, you know, at the same day, the first week into program, second week. What we're doing in that tips call is we're just building the foundation for them. It's so easy when a client gets going that they want to just latch on to the eating plan because it's the bomb. And I really love the way they described it. They talked about it's all about integration. And I think it was Susan described integration means putting the small parts of something together to make it whole. And that's exactly what our program does. So just having that edification of your coach or your FIBC with you. So thank you. Thank you for that. Also covered on the call was about just what to do when you launch a new client. And I really, really, really loved the follow-up that was offered, a follow-up conversation from Dodie. Just the way she described it, like it's not a, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? And she gave some really clear ways that what she considered it kind of like a bank, and that you want to make deposits into the individual that is not ready yet, and then occasionally make a withdrawal. You know, are you ready yet? Are you ready to move? But making a deposit is, you know, providing value, sending a recipe, adding them to Healthy for Life, things of that nature. So if you've been watching these, if you're getting a lot out of it, just drop it in the chat. If there's something you thought was really valuable or something key that Vicki said, thank you again for that, because it was awesome. 2 more sessions of that. There will be this Saturday at 11 and the following Saturday. So we're going to move our conversation now to navigating our own business for the summer, because we're in June, we're mid-June, summer's just a few weeks away. We've got June, July, August. And like I mentioned at the beginning, our client schedules can start to get loosey-goosey. Our own schedules can start to get a little loosey-goosey, and even our own mindset can start to get a little loosey-goosey. But what I want to just point out after 10 years of coaching is just the importance of finding a way to keep structure in your day, to keep the main thing, which is your desire to help people and your desire to reach your goals, and making sure that you were clear on that. And then doing the daily things that we know will help move us there. But what we do know for a fact is that our mindset is the primary driver of how your summer is going to go, how your month of June is going to go, how it's going with your clients, with the shipping and the processing delays. Like, so much of it is going to be related to what you're thinking, because what we're thinking tends to be what's reflected and what we project and what happens in our business. So just want to make sure that you are committed to the process of what you do to share and connect with people. Stay connected to the process and not connected to the stories that you might be telling yourself. Historically, June is one of the highest months in the month for all of Optavia. Year after year after year, June is one of our biggest months. And that's because we're hit straight on into summer. People want to feel good. And especially this year coming out of COVID. So be careful that we don't tell ourselves a story that people aren't interested right now, because they are. You might just have to be a little more visible and a little more consistent with your social media, et cetera. And if you were a coach that came on in June or July and have started to build a business in the middle of summer, maybe drop that in the comments, because it's easy for us as experienced coaches to start thinking, well, maybe it's just not a good time of year. The other thing to remember is that there's always a 3-month lag to our behavior, to our results. So whatever you're seeing in your business now, like if you reflect, what was I doing in, or where was my mindset in, March, April, and May, that's what's showing up. What was my action during those months? That's what's probably showing up in your business right now. And then what you're doing now, planting the seeds or whatever, you're going to probably start to see that harvest come post convention, August, September, October. So consistency is key. And what I wanted to do now is turn it over to Lori Cole, because as an experienced coach, Lori has navigated many summers and she has a really brilliant way of breaking things down just into easy top tips to keep in mind. So Lori, it is all yours.
Thank you. Do you guys just want to drive to Lawrence and pet that puppy? Are y'all watching like I am? Oh my goodness, Lauren, what a sweetie. Well, I'm super excited, Dee. Thank you so much for letting me speak for just a few minutes. This is my 5th summer as a coach, and I wanted to share a little experience with you that I had a couple of years ago. My son was getting married at the end of May, and toward April, March, I started pumping the brakes a little bit because I felt overwhelmed, with planning the wedding and all of those things. And I'm a teacher, so I love those 8 weeks. So I was like, as soon as I get back from the wedding, man, I'm going to be just hitting it, running. It's going to be awesome. And I had almost 3 months with no new clients. And what happened, exactly what Dee said, I pumped the brakes a little bit in the spring there. And because of that, I saw that. And that was a hard season for me. But one of the things I want to just encourage you is just in being the consistent presence on social media. And I always think about it this way. We can never pour from an empty cup. So it starts with us being filled up. How's my nutrition? Am I leaning into my coach? And am I doing the things? Am I reading my life book? Am I keeping structure in my schedule? And I think all of those things will help you remember how to relate to your clients. As a teacher, when I had kids at home, my children, I'd be like, "Woo, it's summer," But the thing is, we meet our clients where they are, and we help them see that we offer structure. Instead of this, could we eat 5 peelings a day? That would make my life easier. We just present with them what they can do. I think Julie did an amazing training about that not too long ago, where we have people saying, "I want to travel." That's so great. Would you like me to help you be successful while you travel? Would you like some tips for that? Remember, it's progress over perfection. So we meet them where they are. What can we do? Could we talk to them about healthy snacking, about making great decisions while they're on vacation at restaurants? One of my coaches, Whitney, I saw you bumping around here. She took a picture, you guys, when she was a client, of her little ninja thing blending her milkshake on the balcony of her condo because she didn't want to wake up her littles. So strategies like that, shoot, isn't that amazing? That's awesome. But we could share those things with our clients, just how to do, what can they do and how we can help them do it well. Regarding your posting on social media, that's kind of where I slowed myself down 2 years ago. So, in the summer, we want to think about being vulnerable. Gosh, is anybody else struggling but me? Here's what I'm doing today. I'm eating 6 times a day, or sharing a healthy hydration tip or tips while we travel. We're the experts. And when people open their social media, a lot of times they look to us for, oh, what's she doing? What's she talking about today? And so just continue on snacking tips, how to pack for the ballpark, how to create a cooler for the ballpark, whatever. You could come up with your own. The other thing I just gleaned from one of my fellow coaches, we had a call the other day, and I was like, I'm calling these people, and everybody's traveling, or some people, nobody's answering. I'm sure y'all don't feel that way, just me, right? Nobody's answering. That's so not true. I get so exaggerating sometimes. But the thing is that when they don't answer, I can still meet them where they are. I can send them, I like to send voice text. Hey girl, how you doing? I've been missing you. I hope that you're doing well and you're on my heart. And I know that things are busy. Can we connect soon? I would sure love to. And there's something about hearing your voice that instead of just shooting a text over, that a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, I really need to do that. And it's so great because you're always tossing the ball, always tossing the ball. I use the app TextWiz, and I love it so much because every week I send a text to all my clients. Plus, I send a little picture of some kind, a little motivational. It might be a snapshot from the life book. It might be something I found that's inspiring, but I love sending them a little message. I'm bouncing that ball every Sunday, and hoping that they're seeing me, they're hearing me. I'm becoming that professional, the health coach in their mind, and I think it's so important to establish like that. But we show up for how they need us to show up. It may look a little wonky and during the summer, and that's okay. We just keep showing up. So the other thing I wanted to remind you about, I help with Healthy for Life. And the post in there, if we could just keep posting, because the people that you've added to that group, the watchers, they are see you first when you add them, when you invite them to that group. So the more you post in there, the more they're gonna see you as that professional. Oh my, that girl's coach, that coach is posting again. So they're more apt to reach out to you when they're ready. And I also encourage you to recognize the need around you. I just moved to Birmingham, and I have a sweet little neighbor next door. And you guys, I chit chatted with them, and I was kind of like, I'm a health coach, but I wanted, I didn't want to be like, I'm a health, I was just kind of nervous. Well, she calls me, y'all. She sees my Optavia box in the driveway by the garbage can. And she goes, hey, do you do that Optavia? And I said, I do. I do. And she said, I'm signing up tonight. I'm calling you back. And y'all, just recognizing the need around me. I have 4 people on the street on Optavia right now because, it's just, I know, but it was just, I was so nervous because I was like, the health coach moves in, I'll never get any pies for the 4th of July or anything like that. No, I'm kidding. But, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I'm a health coach. I just left the classroom. I'm a health coach. And so it was the funniest thing. It was the easiest health assessment I ever did. She called me and just said, I'm signing up tonight. I'll call you back and we'll figure it out. So I just want to encourage you to see the need around you. People are coming out now. And I think that a lot of people have recognized that COVID is not a snow day. And they have eaten like it. Some people have eaten like it. And what can we have to offer? And flipping back just a little bit to social media, I would say to you to ask your most successful clients to do a post. It doesn't have to be a post with their picture, although it can be. But I have a client who just posted last week, and she said, last summer I was in a 3XL bathing suit, and this summer I'm in an XL. It feels good. Thanks, health coach, tag Lori Cole. And boom, my messenger's blowing up. So I notice all those comments, and I go friend request all those people, and I start shooting messages. Hey, I'm her coach. If you want to talk, just let me reach out. I'd love to chat with you about it. Start building that relationship. The more I do that, they start seeing my business on on social media. So ask your clients, your successful clients, for just that small win when you're talking to them. Oh, I hit the 20-pound mark. Awesome. Would you be willing to post that on social media? Just, I've been working with a health coach. I hit the 20-pound mark. Healthy, feels so good. Thanks. And tag me. Boom. That's it. Referrals. So I just encourage you to work that with the people that you have there. So the other thing I wanted to mention is just to follow up with your maybes or your former clients. And a lot of times people are ready in the summer where they were just kind of hanging on during the school year or whatever. They're ready to do a new thing. So, hey, I'm just circling back around. We had a conversation in January. I just want to see how you're doing. And if you had any more questions, and also if you know of anybody in your world that wants to get healthy, would you be willing to refer them to me? I'd sure appreciate it. And start building that referral business. And I always, if they're not a client, I offer them a $25 Amazon card. If they are a client, I offer them $25 for their Optavia account. And that's just kind of how I do it, because it makes them feel like you appreciate them sending, and they'll do more, they'll send more. So again, because I'm a teacher, I always review, but sorry. And just ask your clients what they can do. Well, I can't do a lean and green. Okay, what can you do this week? Can we just commit to 5 feelings? Could we commit to baby steps? And I think that's really the cool thing about what we do, guys. I know I'm going to wrap it up after this, but think about, they come in like this and they're excited, and then it's kind of a downhill thing. Woo, we're losing weight, everything's so great. And then we start going back up the hill, and that's where our resilience is built. And if you can think of our job as coaches as building little baby steps where we start going up, where things get hard, we just offer a baby step. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Until they become more resilient and build the grit that they need to stick with it. So I just want to encourage you guys. Now's the time for coaches too. I have been offering coaching to all my clients, even my most unsuspecting, I'm like, that's so great. Have you thought about coaching? Because I'm talking about it, you guys. What we have to offer, I can never link arms with all those people that are part of our organization now. I could have never linked arms alone. So we just grab them. We build we just build a huge network. I could have never coached them all. I could have never done that. So if you think about all those people and all the connections, it's a great time to build your team. So Dee, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy summer, y'all. It's going to be awesome. We're the best. We are the best. So just keep building and keep doing it. You're awesome.
Thank you, Lori. That was so good. I hope you see the chat blowing up there with the comments. And I think even what you said, Lori, about the systemic, we're really trying to move our clients away from the systemic, like the all or nothing, right? And they're so quick to abandon. Well, I can't do that. So then therefore, and it's like, well, what can you do? And the same thing applies to us as coaching, and sometimes we're busy, we're on vacation, or we just don't have as much time in our days, or maybe we just want to be able to play a little bit more, but you can still get a lot done. So it really always comes back to, what can I do? And what I have learned on my journey is that very often it's the noise in our head. We think we're working more than we are, because we're thinking all the time and thinking about the fact that we should be doing more work and all that. But what we're actually doing when we actually sit down and do it takes very little time. And so one time I had a person I was working with, and she was a senior coach. She had like 6 clients, and she said, well, I am working about 20 hours a week. And I'm thinking, tell me about those 20 hours. And when we got down to it, it was about 3.5 hours a week she was working, but she just made it all up in her head of this noise that she should be doing more, and maybe she whatever. But the reality was it was about 3.5 hours. And actually her business went up at that point because it was liberating, right? Like she was thinking initially, like, I don't think I want to do more, but then she saw how much she was getting done in a little amount of time. So, so great tips. On Thursday night with our clients, we are going to give them, we're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about this all or nothing thinking. We're going to talk about integration. And then we're also going to give specific tips on how to show up at a barbecue or a healthy celebration, how to plan in advance for it. What can you bring? Debbie Pasco is going to be providing tips on that. Jennifer Sicilian is going to share. She lost 40 pounds while taking 2 major vacations during that time frame. So she's going to talk about navigating your vacation and et cetera. So be there for yourself, be there for your clients, and help them start to see the bigger picture of what we're really doing. And thank you, Lori, for the reminder about coaches. Optavia, we are up to 56,000 coaches. It is up like over 300%, the number of coaches and the volume and what we're doing. Corporate is, I promise, I have a peek inside about the curve on the processing times. Things are all moving in our favor. So, so keep sharing. And I've been listening to, I shared it in our page. I've been listening to a lot of the videos on a series called The Millionaire Within Her, but I was listening to Danelle Delgado, and she has an incredible story, but what she said was, and it just stuck with me. She said, if you have the tools to help people, get out there. So whatever that means and however that shows up for you, but we have something that can change lives incredibly. It's changed all of our lives. It's the reason you're here on a Monday night. So let's stay consistent and just be out there, just again, with that heart of knowing of what we're doing is just, it's going to make an absolute incredible difference, that there will be somebody who looks back and thanks you for what you offered or what you said or that post that you shared. So thank you for being a part of this amazing call tonight. Thank you for being a part of our amazing team and all you do. Let's go over now. We'll hop over to Dr. A's coach call, the field training, and Dan Bell's call. So thank you to Vicki, thank you to Lori, and thanks to everyone who participated. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.